I love Paul Craig. I think he's fun, but Alexander Gustafsson that's a hard matchup for Mr. Craig. That's a big step up as far as Paul Craig might be, looking at I can Imanari roll, I can do it, I can jump guard. Man, Alexander Gustafsson in the stand up is good. He's very difficult to take down. He's got good wrestling. That is not an easy fight for Paul Craig. That is not going to be one that's going to be a quick submission, I don't believe.
Paul Craig gets on top of him and subs him.
Whoa, look at you.
Paul Craig's in it. He's been this goes back to the Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier situation when Conor came back. He's been inactive. Gus has been inactive, and he fought at heavyweight when he came back, correct? And then now he is
sir.
This is going to be at 205, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
It has to be.
It has to be if Paul Craig's at 205. I just think the inactivity, and he's also too. He hasn't had a win in a while, and so
okay, you and I are going to bet on this.
I think the inactivity is going to be a factor.
No, let's bet.
I don't think his confidence is going to, I don't think his confidence is back. I don't think his confidence is there. And so, I love watching Gus fight. And I think you are right. 100% you're right. He's got amazing stand up. But if you go back, and I know it's John Jones I'm talking about, but when people get on top of him, he's not always the same fighter, and
I agree with you.
Putting the heavy pressure. But Paul Craig likes to pull guard, which scares me a little bit of, in those terms. But he's damn good on the ground, and I think he'll be stronger than Gus. I don't know if he'll be able to take Gus down though. Like I agree with you. He may have to pull him down. He may have to try to drop to a leg or something like that to get him in there. I mean, I don't know how
he's going to eat a lot of shots.
And Gus is the type of guy that he's not stupid. He knows I'll just back out of your guard, get back up to your feet. He's not going to try to jump in there and play the guard game at all with him. So it does make for an interesting fight. But I like what I've seen out of Paul Craig lately. And those long limbs, man, those long limbs of Gus, it makes it a little easier for Paul Craig to hit the attacks. It's so weird. He's got kind of a really basic game, but he's very strong in that. And
he's good at pulling it in, and he hits it at the right time.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true. I mean, we just saw what he did to his last opponent. I know that last opponent is not Gus. I get that. I know he's not the same level as Gus. But, I mean, Gus is also getting a little bit older. Gus has been inactive. And, you see these fighters somewhat kind of do a 1 foot in, 1 foot out, thinking they're going to come back. And this ain't the sport to do that with. You want to do that shit,
true.
Go to baseball, man.
I agree with you there.
Go to baseball. Go basketball. Oh, I kind of want to come back.
Baseball been very, very good to me.
Yeah. I mean, but it makes for an interesting fight. But I think Paul Craig gets him. Just my opinion.
Wow. Yeah. I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm saying Gus gets it. Paul's just not good enough. His stand-up's not good enough. It's a glaring, weakness in his game overall. Not that, it's horrible, but it's not.
John, it's horrible. It's not horrible, but it's kind of horrible.
Well, okay, I'm almost. Here's my equation, and I think that Paul's more dynamic actually on the ground as far as the way he hits submissions. But he's basically like watching Jake.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well,
Jake was good on top. Jake wasn't that great off of his back. He had a good arm and guillotine and a hook sweep to get himself on top. Paul Craig likes to hang in that butterfly guard or that full guard.
That's exactly what I would say. I would say that Paul actually on his back is better than Jake.
Yes, he is.
Jake on top is better than Paul.
Yes.
But stand-up wise, they're very similar in that you're cringing at times going, oh, get that fight to the ground. And it's not that both guys have gone with guys. You've watched them and you go, man, he went 5 rounds with so-and-so, or he went 3 rounds with so-and-so in the stand. He was standing up a lot of it. Yeah. But I don't have confidence when he's on his feet. I have a lot of confidence when he's on his ground, when he's on the ground, even on his back or on top. But I just Gus is so good and so slick with the way he uses his stand up. In my opinion, Paul's going to be having to dive on the ground for things. And that's usually not a good way of winning a fight.
Yeah, that's true. Because then also, you have to remember, Gus is not going to get tired. He doesn't slow down. Even when he fought at heavyweight, he kind of slowed down a tiny bit because it was the weight. I believe the weight, just carrying the weight. But he's not going to get tired. He's someone that fights. He fights a very smart fight majority of the time. I think Paul Craig's going to have a hard time getting him down, but if he does, I think if he can make Gus fight from his back or from the carrying his weight for one round, that will slow Gus down. And the takedowns will get a little easier as they go. Look, I love Gus, but I think really what it comes down to is, to me, it's the biggest thing is the inactivity. Being inactive, and then you fought at heavyweight, now you're going out at 205, so probably you're in better shape, or you're just going to, your performance and your time and everything will be better. But you've been inactive. There's nothing you can't supplement that. That's the problem. We saw that in the Conor and Dustin fight in their last fight. So I think there's the potential of us seeing this again.
100% agree. Look,